If you want to know what the trends are for 2021 for handmade businesses on Etsy, off Etsy and beyond, then keep watching this video. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to give you a rundown of the trends for 2021, what they are, etc, etc. And I'm just going to preface this by saying that if you are not subscribed to my channel and you have a handmade business that you are serious about, then you definitely want to hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell icon, because I do helpful Etsy tips and tricks videos and you want to be getting in on that, believe me. So again, I'm just going to say that with these trends, I have researched them on Etsy, on Pinterest and general trend websites. So I've listed all of the trends here that I've already started to see evidence that these are going to become trends. The reason why I haven't done this way back on like January the 3rd was that a lot of trends don't really come to fruition. So I tend to wait about 6 weeks after so that I can kind of know if there's any evidence that any of these are going to come to anything decent, okay? So it is something that I do tend to release every kind of February, March time. So again, if you're not subscribed, go subscribe because that is going to help you out a great deal. But anyway, okay, let's get into it. So the number one trend is sky blue, which is Etsy's color of the year, okay? So usually Etsy's color of the year and the Pantone color of the year should be about the same, but this year they're not. So take from this what you will. So sky blue is Etsy's color of the year. The Pantone color of the year is basically like canary yellow and slate gray. That is the, now that's not the exact names of the tones of yellow and gray, by the way. I'm just trying to literally describe them how I see them. But yellow and grey are the Pantone colours of the year. I'm interrupting my very own video to let you know that there is a brand new 60-minute masterclass, my 3-step system to skyrocket your Etsy conversion rate. If you are serious about your handmade business and you are serious about making some money from your Etsy shop, then you definitely want to be watching this webinar, this masterclass. Go in the link in the description box below and you will find it, and I can't wait to see you over there. Now let's get back to the video. So sky blue, I would always recommend to have some kind of blue products in your product catalogue because blue is actually one of the most popular colours that people always go for. That's why you often see grey, blue and pink, because those are the 3 colours that people are gravitated towards, right? So I would always recommend having blue items in your product catalogue anyway. However, yellow and grey are again some new products that are coming in that are supposed to be trends. And I have started to see that this is the fact. There are a lot of yellow tartans coming on the market. Grey for home decor is having a little bit of a resurgence. Obviously grey for the longest time was like the colour for your home. Now it's kind of gone on steroids and it's like it's going a bit nuts. So I would recommend really taking heed of especially the sky blue and especially the grey aspect of this. The next thing is quality in practical terms. Now, how I've taken this is that because people are in a lot, obviously that's not going to really stop anytime soon, people are looking to upgrade the things that they use most often, the practical things. People are looking to have beautiful handmade wine glasses to use. People are looking at having amazingly soft clothing and quality clothing to use. People are looking at how they can upgrade their daily lives, which usually means being spent at home. So this is the thing. People are looking at quality in practical terms. The next kind of trend, I guess I'm seeing, is the at-home crafting using things that you've already got at home. So again, because people can't really go out, it's not advised to go to your local craft shop, well, especially in the UK right now, that at-home crafting using things you've already got at home. So although it's not really a trend for Etsy, it could be something that you consider, you know, especially if you make like printable downloads or crafting kits and things like that. It could be something to consider. People want to be making things out of stuff they've already got at home. So just keep that in the back of your mind. The next trend is actually one of my favorites. is having a home office in a dining room or a closet. Now, I've actually got a good couple of my students that have actually shown me their offices literally in the cupboard under the stairs and literally in their dining room. So if you can sell anything, you can create anything. I know it's a printable PDF telling you how to start your dining home office or how to turn a closet under the stairs into your perfect home office, something like that. Whatever it is that you sell, it is a good idea to keep this in mind. People are wanting to create a home office at home. Now, you might be sat there thinking, Steph, this is great whilst people can't actually go into the office, but what about when people can? What's going to happen then? Well, here's the thing. Number one, I predict that more people are going to be working from home within their jobs. And also number two, a lot of people are starting their own business, and you might be one of them watching this video right now. So it is something that's going to be a trend for at least the next 2-3 years. So I would recommend, if you haven't already, really getting some products that will complement this into your product catalog. The next trend is encouraging mental wellness. Now, is it me, or have you seen like a big resurgence of like diaries and journals and like routine worksheets and stuff like that? Mental wellness is a massive factor, especially for the next year. And if you sell printables, or if you sell guides, or to be honest, if you sell anything, you know, for example, I sell jewelry and I have just added a word of the year necklace. I've just added a mantra bracelet, things that encourage mental wellness. And I would always recommend seeing if you can incorporate that into your products in some way, shape or form. So mental wellness is going to be here to stay. It's something that personally I think is a really good trend to really encourage people to be more aware of their mental health, both for themselves and the people around them. But if you can incorporate mental wellness products into your catalogue in some way, shape or form, that's going to be amazing for you. The very next trend that I've seen massive resurgence of is florals and botanicals. Anything to bring the outside in. And the great thing about this trend is that depending on what you sell, you can really go to town with this. And this incorporates into my next trend is hygge. So hygge and florals and bringing the outside in, making your home cozy. And if you don't know what hygge means, hygge is basically anything that makes you feel cozy and content at home. You can go and get the like actual definition. I will put it up on the screen here in like a little over the video picture. I'm not very good at this, but anyway, it is something that is going to be getting a massive resurgence. So if there's any way you can incorporate florals or botanicals or any way to bring the outside in, then you definitely want to be doing that. The next one is homemade and cottage lifestyle. Again, it's kind of incorporating the florals, the hygge. This is going more vintage or vintage, darling. So this is basically where cottage lifestyle, making your own bread, making your own cheese, spending more time cooking meals. And it's kind of almost going back in time to when things used to be quote unquote better, when everything used to be homemade, okay? So this is something that's super fab, because I personally love all that kind of vintage florals, hygge, all that kind of stuff. And also I like to eat homemade cakes, but this is something that is being seen a lot. So those three things are, I predict, the biggest trends out of this entire thing is florals, bringing the outside in, hygge, comfy couture, making your home comfortable, and homemade and cottage lifestyle, which is why Etsy is seeing a massive amount of new customers coming into their platform. The next thing is mums for all. And this was something that I did see on the Etsy trends page. So, and I'm sort of a little bit tentative about this because I'm not 100% sure what they meant, to be honest with you, but they have said mums for all, pet mums, plant mums are all looking to be celebrated. So I assume this is something that is more Mother's Day centered. Now in the UK, Mother's Day is in March. In the US, it is in May. So you might have already missed the UK Mother's Day. However, it does seem that Mums for All, so for example, if you're not a mum to a human baby, you can have a dog baby, a cat baby, a guinea pig baby, a rabbit baby, or even plant babies. So I would recommend having a look into this and seeing if there is some way that you can put this into your product category. Now, I make a lot of mother-daughter jewelry. So I am seriously going to be looking into seeing how I can incorporate this, whether or not it is instead of like a mother-daughter jewelry, it can be like a mother-pup jewelry where you've got like a collar charm or something like that. Just think of ways that you can feel mums of all types be included rather than just human mums, human babies, or other, obviously human mums, but you know what I mean, right? The next thing is letterbox gifts. And if you don't know, this is a really good trending keyword, guys. If you're not using it, you wanna be. Letterbox gifts. Letterbox gifts are essentially where people around the world cannot go and see their loved ones right now. And if you're watching this in the future, what's not being in lockdown like? Tell me what that's like. But essentially, letterbox gifts are where you send items that can be put through people's letterboxes. So letterbox presents, if you have a friend that's having a birthday, letterbox gifts are where it's at. So think of ways that you can incorporate that into your product catalog. For many of you, it won't be difficult. You might just want to take a listing and keyword it slightly differently. The next thing is a life refresh, business refresh, office refresh, closet refresh. But the thing is that this is not just for New Year. People are at home, they're staring at their closet and thinking that's just messy. They're staring at their kitchen drawers with all the junk in it. Let me know in the comments, do you have a kitchen junk drawer? Because we have two. But they're looking at these things and going, this is just messy, I can't deal with this. And they're looking for ways to refresh. If you sell organizational items, planning, stickers, stuff like that, then really look at how to incorporate this as well. The next thing is planning for better times ahead. Okay, let's play a game in the comments. How many holidays have you guys cancelled over the last year or two? Okay, let me know in the comments. How many holidays have you guys cancelled? We've cancelled about 4. So here's the thing. People are looking ahead at better times, whether it's holidays, whether it's little trips with their girlfriends, whether it's trips with their loved ones, going to see their family who lives away from them. They are planning better times ahead. This is amazing if you sell stickers or planner sheets or anything really that enables them to start planning ahead for better times. This is something that is going to make people feel better, so it is going to see a massive resurgence, I think, in the next coming year. So it is worth attacking that and seeing how you can incorporate that into your products. The very next thing is to kind of turn away from technology for family activities. The first half of especially the UK lockdown, which was March 2020, if you're watching this in the future, what's that like? The first little section of the lockdown was literally digital. That is all we did. We watched TV, we played on our games consoles, we did Zoom meetings with friends and family, we watched films, we watched 70 box sets. So honestly, guys, digital was a big thing in the first half. During the second half, people were getting a little bit tired. They were just a bit bored of watching films and playing games and all that kind of stuff. So people are looking for a way to get away from technology, embrace their mental wellness and do family activities. If there's any way you can, again, I'm going to say it, incorporate that into your products, that would be fab. The next thing is breathing new life into things you already own. Upcycling, however you want to say it. Again, this is something that is honestly really getting a new lease of life in 2021, okay? So this is something that people are already doing themselves at home. They are, rather than going out and buying new bedside tables, they are stripping the ones they've got at home and repainting them. So I'm not quite sure how you would put this into your product catalogue, but if you can in any way, shape or form, or even if you sell upcycled things, then you are going to be seeing a big resurgence. Keywords such as upcycled, vintage, reused, organic, recycled, things like that are going to be really, really good for you. So definitely worth exploring that. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some insights into what the trends are going to be for 2021. If you did like this video, please give it a big, big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already to see my future stuff. But for now, guys, I shall catch you in the next video. Bye, everyone.